Subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon to never miss an update.
Hello and welcome to the third episode of Inside Edge. I'm your host Akshay Sirsalewala. Unfortunately, due to the rising COVID cases in Mumbai and the imposition of a quasi lockdown, I've been forced to shoot the next few videos at my house. But hey, that doesn't change anything. Keep showering your love. Please do like, share, and subscribe. Today we will discuss a very controversial topic. Should you join the placement committee? Well, if you want a short answer, it's a 100% yes. I've spoken this in a previous video also. If you have an average profile but want the best placement, your best bet is the placement committee. In my batch at IIM Kozhikode, there were 14 placement committee members. 2 joined the MBB, 2 joined JP Morgan, 3 went to one of the big fours, 3 joined the top e-commerce companies, etc. Basically, all 14 of them joined companies which recruit either on the first or the second day. Basically, they joined the best companies. And honestly, this is no surprise. Year after year, this is a recurring trend. But why do they get the best opportunities? What are the advantages they enjoy? Well, I will walk you through the entire placement process step by step and mention what are the advantages they will enjoy at each stage. Step 1. Making your CV and getting it vetted. Before your CV is allowed to go to the companies, the Placecore must check the validity of each of the points you have listed. The logic, so that CVs are not fake. Now, there might be some genuine points which you are unable to prove, and unfortunately you have to remove them. A placecomer has to get his CV vetted by a fellow placecomer and a senior placecomer. Being in the same committee, there is a slight chance that they may allow some points to go through. And well, every point matters. They also get the benefit of going through hundreds of CVs, so they know what is common and what works. Step 2. Attending PPTs and making a mark. For a normal student, the interaction with company officials is only limited to answering questions in the PPT and post-presentation talk for, let's say, around 30 to 45 minutes. However, the placecomers have to take care of the officials on campus. They talk to the HRs, make a pitch to them about our college, arrange for their travel, and interact with senior officials on campus. They also have to try to understand what are the kind of people the company is looking for. This gives them a bigger window to create an impression. Step 3. Shortlisting. Well, human nature is such that bias does tend to creep in. Most of the senior alumni placecomers are placed in good companies. So guess who they will prefer when they come to campus? Well, they will prefer the senior and junior placement committee members, obviously. They have been through the grind themselves. They know that before getting selected to the placement committee, you have to go through grueling testing techniques. You compete against 200, 300 people to become a part of the core group. So obviously, they will have a soft corner towards Placecom members. To be honest, even if I were to shortlist people, I would definitely value Placecomers very highly, just because of the sheer hard work they have to put in. Sleeping for 4 to 5 hours for 25-30 days continuously is quite a big deal. And having worked with them in various competitions, I know how shitty their lives can be as compared to the other students. Step 4. Slotting of interviews. For a batch of around 800 seniors and juniors, there would be around 30 placement committee members, 15 of the senior batch and 15 of the junior batch. In case of summer placements of the junior batch, the senior team handles the placement and the junior team joins in as and when they get placed. Obviously, the senior team would want the junior team to get placed ASAP because this would relieve them of some pressure. At a point in time, as many as 10 to 15 companies could be on campus taking interviews. Without proper support, it could be a nightmare. So well, what could be happening is that seniors put in a good word about some of the juniors. As they've already worked with them, they really know how good or bad they are. So if a placeformer is actually low on the priority list of a company, by putting in a good word, you could actually make his interview happen much earlier. And I cannot stress how important slotting is. This way, the candidate could get placed earlier, which is a win for him. The company gets a good candidate, which is a win for them. And the senior placement committee team gets a helping hand, which is good for the campus, I guess. So hey, everybody wins. So these are the advantages the placeformers could enjoy at each of the 4 stages. I would also like to add one more thing. When the entire batch is partying or preparing for classroom PPTs, focusing on their academics, the placement team is cold calling companies, trying to generate new leads and manage existing relationships. This real life exposure significantly increases their communication skills. They face challenges and high pressure situations which the other students do not face. Well, having been a recruiter on campus, I can say we sometimes can have crazy demands. Obviously, such front-end communication does lead to a more well-rounded candidate, which definitely the recruiters prefer. So, conclusion, join the Placecom and reap its benefits. But hey, it's not all hunky-dory. There is a big downside. Your sleep cycle could get badly damaged. So if you think you can handle that, only then join the Placecom. With this, we have reached the end of this video. Over the last 1 month, we have been reading all the comments posted by each and every one of you. Thank you so much for your feedback, for your criticism, and for your appreciation. My next video will be on a topic posted by one of the commenters. So if you have any questions, please post it. Please like, share, and comment. Goodbye and good luck.